Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, Om Ajnana-Timirandhasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshunmidamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namani. Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. So we'll Hare Krishna. Okay. So we'll start with. So we finished till 17th chapter. 17th sloka of chapter 9, and now we'll start with 18. Mataji, can you see the full screen?
Yes, Mataji.
My voice is clear. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's start quickly. We have 34 slokas in chapter 9. Okay, so the 18th sloka is sloka states, I am the goal, sustainer, master, the witness, abode, refuge, and most dear friend. I am the creation, annihilation, and the basis of everything, the resting place and the eternal seed. So Krishna says, Aham bija pradapita, he is our seed-giving father. So Prabhupada says, who is the one who forgets his own father? A mad person, right? Someone who's insane, or someone have an Alzheimer's disease, or some dementia, some kind of a memory loss. That person, some disease. Normal person doesn't forget his own father. So our eternal father is Krishna, right? And forgetting him, forgetting Krishna, living in Maya is actually the crazy life. So non-devotees think devotees are crazy. We think they are crazy, but actually they are crazy because they are living in a false world. They forgot their Lord, they forgot their original position, right? And they are living. So only a mad person does that. A normal person in sense will not do it. So we should understand that Krishna creates, maintains and annihilates, maintains and annihilates. And he says, oh Arjuna, I control heat, the rain and drought. I'm immortality. And I'm also death personified. Both being and non-being are in me. How can he be both? In the sense, immortality means he gives you liberation. The spirit soul are immortal, right? We are na hanyade hanyamane sharire. Only the body dies. Birth, death, old age, diseases for the body, not for the soul. The soul is neither born or dead. It is eternal, right? So only if you have something, can you give something. If you have some money, you can lend money. If you don't have money, you can't give charity. Similarly, only if you are immortal, can you avoid immortality? When Brahma, when Hiranyakashipu went to Lord Brahma for immortality, when Brahma is like, I have a lifespan, even I am not free from death, mortality. So death personified, or Yamaraj is also Krishna's energy. It's one of the Mahajans. Okay, so in the next sloka, it says that those who study the Vedas, drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. They take birth on the planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. So if you worship the demigods in Sattvagun, definitely you go to higher planets. But what is the use of going to the higher planets, like a cartwheel, a giant wheel? You reach the top, again you come down. Shine punye martyalogam vishanti. Okay, again you go to heavenly planets. When your visa expires, when that period of enjoyment expires, you have to come down to earth, right? So it's like up and down, going up, again coming down, going up, coming down. So when they have thus enjoyed heavenly sense pleasure, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, through the Vedic principle, they achieve only flickering happiness. Flickering means it's very temporary. It's just like this shaking happiness. So for some time being, you are there relaxed, but again, you have to come down to this material world. So a lot of punya will take you to heavenly planets, but that's not a permanent place. Heavenly planets are not a permanent place. When it's time, you need to go down. So you go up, again you come down, go up, come down. So that's what happens when you go to heavenly planets. So our goal should not be going to heavenly planets. We have to pierce the material world and go to the spiritual world, from where once you go, never coming back. Taktva deham punarjanma naidi, or yat gatvana nivartande tad dhamam paramam. Once you go there, no more coming back. Okay, so that should be the goal. So here again, results of demigod worship is mentioned here in Karmakanda. So it's also worshipping Krishna indirectly. Okay, so you perform yajna, you get swarga, you go to heavenly planets. And when they acquire enough credits, they go to the demigod planets, Loka, and enjoy a lot of pleasure. But after the end, what happens? They have to come down. This is a very, very important sloka of this chapter to be memorized. I'll send the audio later. This is very important sloka. Ananyas chintayanto ma yejana paryupasade tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. But those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. So which is that transcendental form of the Lord? Here Krishna says that you should meditate on that form. Which is that form? I've unmuted everyone.
Shyam Sundar form.
Yes, the Shyam Sundar form, not the universal form, not the Paramatma form. Krishna means the Shyam Sundar form. Okay, that means his original form, the two-handed Shyam Sundar form. Okay, so he says those who worship with devotion, meditating on that form of the Lord, for them Krishna carry what they lack and preserve what they have. Like Sudama was very poor, meditating on the Lord, and Lord gave everything. So, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. You see one of a famous advertisement of one of the insurance company. You see this, it's taken from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, I personally take care of them. So, but what you should do, you should be constantly engaged in devotional service. Ye api anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvita te api mam eva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but it is offered without true understanding. So giving to the demigods, it's like indirectly worshipping Krishna. So if you know the boss of the company and you want to recommend someone, or you need a job, so you don't have to take any recommendation letter from anyone else. You can directly go to the boss because you know him. So why are we going through some mediator to reach Krishna? You can directly go to Krishna. So Krishna says nothing wrong in worshipping the demigods, but it's material gain. You worship the demigods for material gain, Mother Saraswati for knowledge, right? And power, and then all this material wealth, everything is worshipped by the demigods. You worship demigods, but you get indirect results or temporary results. But you should know all of them guarantee you the results by the supreme power. Without Krishna's sanction, even a blade of grass will not move without Krishna's sanction, right? So demigod worship without knowledge of Krishna's supremacy is called avidhi purvakam. So Brahma also meditates on the Lord, Shiva meditates on the Lord. It is a sign of less intelligence because such worship is offered to me only. But indirectly, you are indirectly worshipping Krishna. So you can directly go to him, no? Why you have to go through someone? So 3 analogies for indirect worship of Krishna as the improper method, like pouring water on the leaves and branches, not on the roots. You're supposed to water the roots of the root of the plant. Then every part gets nourished. But if you water only the leaves and flowers, it's not the right way to do it. Feeding different parts of the body, not the stomach. Actually, the food should be put into the stomach. Then digestion happens and absorption and all other parts are nourished, right? So that's the main part. So you should worship the source, not to follow the laws of government and offering bribes to the officers. So if you don't follow the rules and then bribing the officers doesn't make much sense. You can just follow the rules and be happy. You can just water the root of the tree and be happy. So that's very important. And result of demigod worshippers, what happened to them? They simply fall down because they can't reach perfection. Because even if you go to Brahma's world, what is there? What is there in even Brahma's world? All the planetary system, what is common? Only death?
Birth and death, Mataji.
Birth and death.
Old age and disease, everything is there, right? But the demigods are free from old age and disease because they have drunk the somaras. But yes, when we go, there is birth, death, old age, disease everywhere. Brahma bhuvan arloga punar avartin Arjuna. Krishna says, even if you go to Brahma's world, there is a rebirth. So what is the best method to go to spiritual world? Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhurevacha natumam abhijananti tatvena tas Chavantite, I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifice. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. So, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Krishna says in the 5th chapter, 29th Sloka, that he is the Bhokta, or he is the supreme enjoyer, controller. If you don't know this, we fall down. So, all the yajna, sacrifice, everything is done for the Supreme Lord, right? And Krishna himself says, Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi. He, out of all the yajnas, he's a Japa Yajna. Yanti Deva Vridan Devan Pidri Yanti Pidri Vridaha Bhutanti Yanti Bhutecha Yanti Matyachi Nopima. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship ancestors go to ancestors. Those who worship me will live with me. So if you worship Krishna, you go to him. So what is the benefit of going to Krishna? No more coming back. But if you worship the demigods, you go and live with them, but still there is rebirth. And ghosts and spirits, that's in Tamogun. Still people worship, but then it's in Tamogun. And then ancestors, then you go to their world. So glories of directly worshipping Krishna, that is the next content of the glories of directly worshipping him. So the sloka starts like this. So this is also an important sloka you should memorize. Okay. So first one was 9.22. Ananyas chintayanto mam yajano paryupasate tesham nityabhi yuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Right. So Krishna promises that he takes care of you. He gives what you lack and he preserves what you have. Right? This is a sloka which indicates how to worship Krishna or how to become a devotee. Patram pushpam phalanto yam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti ubahritam asnami prayadatmanaha. But what does it say? If one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, flower, fruit or water, I will accept it. So if you take word to word meaning of Prabhupada's translation, you see asnami means I will accept it. Who's saying this? Krishna. Krishna don't have to lie. When you offer something with love and devotion, Krishna accepts it. So, do you see anything in this sloka? Some word is repeated twice in the sloka, no? Which is that word? Which is the word which is repeated twice in the sloka?
Mataji Bhaktya.
Yes.
Bhaktya.
Yes. That means what? Bhakti is important. When Duryodhan called Krishna for a feast in between the Kurukshetra war, they are friends. After sunset, they are friends. So he arranged a big feast for Krishna. Krishna didn't go to Duryodhan's house because he's not a devotee. Bhakti is repeated twice in this sloka. Bhaktya prayachati bhakti upahritam. Why? Krishna didn't do a mistake by repeating it twice, because he's emphasizing on the point that with devotion and love. If you don't add devotion and love to your bhog or whatever you're offering, Krishna doesn't accept it. Krishna doesn't accept anything from a non-devotee. So he didn't go to Duryodhana's house. Instead, he went to Vidura's house. And Vidura was not there at home, and his wife was there. So Vidurani, and she was like welcoming Krishna. She was shocked to see Krishna because she is a great devotee. And then she didn't even offer a seat. She made Krishna sit on the floor, and she offered bananas. And when she was peeling the bananas and trying to give the banana, instead of giving the banana, she gave the peel to Krishna. She threw the banana because she was so immersed in Krishna. And when Vidura came, he saw all the bananas are there, the peels Krishna ate. So if Krishna has to eat the peel of a banana, which no one of us eats, why Krishna ate? Because it was given by a devotee with love and devotion. So when people criticize, no, Prabhupada, like you're offering and you're closing the curtain, ringing a bell, do you think Krishna really accepted? I mean, nothing increases or decreases from the bhog. But Prabhupada's like, whom should I believe? Krishna himself says, Asnami, I will accept it. And what it becomes? It becomes prasad. And prasad is so tasty because it has the saliva of the Lord. And also this sloka is also very important. There's so many important slokas in this chapter. Yat karoshi yad asnasi, yad juhoshi tadasi, yat tapasyasya kaundeya, tat kurushva madarpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer, give away, as well as all austerities you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. So, mad arpanam. So, how do you become a devotee? Chant Hare Krishna and start offering something. Patram pushpam phalamto yam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam asnami prayadatmanaha. Okay, in this class, please raise your digital hand. How many of you have offered at least one of these in your entire life to Krishna? Not all the four, might be all the four, but at least one of it. Patram, which patram you offer? The leaf? Tulsi, right? Okay, so all of you, so many are there. Great. What about others? Good. Okay, so all of you have 14 of them, 15. Okay, so you have offered at least some of these. So patram, the leaf which Krishna mentions is tulsi. So without tulsi, Krishna doesn't accept anything, right? Without tulsi, Krishna doesn't accept anything. You have to put tulsi on top, and don't pluck tulsi on Ekadashi and Dwadashi. She's also fasting. She's also a devotee of the Lord. You can water her, but don't pluck her. Pluck on the previous day and keep it. And pushpam, any flower. Krishna didn't specifically mention this flower, that flower, but any flower. Phalam, any fruit. Toyam, water. With love and devotion. If you offer, Krishna is so pleased. Okay. Good. I'm happy to know that you're offering something to Krishna, and Krishna is so happy. Krishna doesn't want anything from you. A father gets a chocolate, and does the father likes the chocolate? He's getting for his child. But when the child breaks the piece and put it in father's mouth, father is so happy. That reciprocation of love. So everything is given to us by Krishna. Flowers, fruits, everything is Krishna's. We are just offering as a gratitude, as an exchange of love. That's what Krishna wants. He's not hungry. He's not like us, right? Hunger, thirst, and all in this material body. So here Krishna says in the next sloka, whatever you do it as an offering to Krishna. Okay, yat karoshi yad asnasi, yajuhoshi tadasi yat tabassasya kaundeya tat purusham mad arpanam. So if you're not able to offer it completely, at least in the mind, offer to Krishna. Okay, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give away as charity, austerities, everything has to be done as an offering to Krishna. Okay, so following acts as an offering to Krishna. So what do you do? Whatever you do, whatever you eat, or prasad, nived, or that is prasad, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities like tapasyas and ekadashi, anything which you do it as an offering to Krishna. Krishna will be pleased. This is called Nishkarma Karma Yoga, right? You are not attached to the fruits. And what is the difference in offering from a pure devotee and us? The quality of devotion, no, and quality of reciprocation. So how you approach Krishna, Krishna reciprocate the same way. In proportion to our devotion, Krishna will reciprocate. Ye yadam mam prapatyante tam stadeva bachamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasha. So how you approach Krishna, Krishna reciprocate. So Prabhupada says, in order to reciprocate, Krishna should know how you approached him. So he keeps details of every single service you do. Don't think that, oh, yesterday I did something nice and nobody saw, nobody appreciated, and I didn't say this to anyone, no one saw. But Krishna saw that you did some nice chanting, some kind of devotional service in a nice way. Krishna sees it, and Krishna keeps everything in account. Okay, so nothing is lost. So pure devotees, they offer it with love and devotion, so much of devotion that Krishna just takes it. Krishna just grabs it. Why did Lord Ram take a bitten fruit from Shabari? Now she had bitten the fruit. She was a little blind and she could not see whether the fruit is ripe or not. So she had to bite and see whether the fruit is ripe. So she kept it as an offering to the Lord, and the Lord took the remnants of his devotee. Right? Sudama got that poha, which was like the poor man's food, and he got it. There was a lot of sweat around that cloth, and it was in a very bad condition. But still Krishna ate it. Why? Because of love. So that love and devotion. Gajendra gave a flower and Krishna just accepted it. So, but if it's given by a non-devotee, Krishna doesn't mind it. So Krishna doesn't see what you have offered. Did you offer biryani, or you have offered just a fruit? Krishna is happy because he sees the bhavagrahi Janardana. He don't see what you have offered. He see with what mood you have offered. Shubha Shubha Phalair Evam Mokshase Karma Bandhanai Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimuktoma Upashyasi. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and you come back to me. So when you do this, what happens? You are not bound with karma, and then you feel free, and it's kind of a renunciation. So being a grihastha, we don't have to leave our family and run off somewhere. No, being in a grihastha life, something, a flower can be offered, fruit, water, or leaves, anything can be offered to Krishna. Krishna just accept it, right? So anybody can become a devotee in grihastha life itself, along with your family and everything. We can have a nice spiritual life. And here Krishna says, this is also an important sloka where Krishna says, I'm equal to everyone. Samoham sarva bhudeshu name dveshena asti na priya ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I'm equal to all. Right? Krishna is equal to all, but Krishna keeps another point here. Whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend. He's in me, and I'm also a friend to him. So if you do devotional service to Krishna, then you become his favorite, right? Like, so you might ask why. If there are two children at home, the elder child is self-sufficient to do all his work, but the younger one is so dependent on the mother. Mama that, mama this, and keeps on crying. The mother naturally gives more attention to the younger one, because the younger one is so dependent on the mother, right? Similarly, the devotees are so dependent on the Lord that they don't have any other way except to be with the Lord, to ask for help from the Lord. So the Lord takes special care of his devotees. Okay, that is like a cat biting his kid or kitten, and a cat biting the rat. Both is different. A cat wants to kill the rat and it bites it with so much of anger. But for a kitten, it's his own child. The cat wants to protect the child, so he have a soft bite. So that's the difference, no? For a non-devotee and a devotee. For devotees, Krishna just takes special care because we are dependent on him. Okay? And Krishna says, don't worry, even if you're sinful, doesn't matter. Apichet sudu raja ro bhajante mam ananyabha sadureva samandavya samyak vyavasito hisa. Even if one commits the most abominable actions, if he's engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he's properly situated. Now, who is this? Can someone raise your hand? Digital hand. Who these two? Yes, Bhavana Mataji.
Jagai Madai.
Tadai Medai.
Yeah, then what happened?
So these two were the people who actually hit Prabhu,
Nityananda Prabhu.
Nityanand Prabhu, with some
Huh.
cane sticks,
Huh.
and he was bleeding. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very angry and he wanted to use his chakra to rip off his head immediately. But Nityanand Prabhu asked for mercy and he said that if you go ahead and behead everyone, the whole world will be without head. So why don't you give mercy and your blessings, and then the world will understand how merciful Krishna is, that he can also accept this kind of child into his custodian. So
Yes.
Lord, give mercy.
So why did they hit Nityananda Prabhu after all?
Because
For what?
Nityanand Prabhu went there and he came to know that these two people are so corrupt and so bad that they are culprit of all possible kind of sins that a person can think of. And
Yeah.
these people were very happy doing it. And they did not wanted to worship Lord at all. Nityanand Prabhu went there only to request them that once chant Hare Krishna and Lord will
Yes.
forgive all your sins.
Yes. And Nityananda Prabhu was bleeding. So do it. What is this pastime? He's transcendental, no? Nityananda Prabhu is Balram. Can someone answer this question? Why is it bleeding from his body? His body is not made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether like us, of blood, mucus, and stool. His body is transcendental. But why is it bleeding? Okay, I'll unmute everyone. Why do you think it's bleeding?
It was a lila of
Why? Why did the Lord do that lila?
to make this Jagai and Madai do it.
Yes, that means Jagai Madai will never go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I mean, demons never go to the Lord. So, in order to bring Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to that place where Jagai Madai is there, Nityananda Prabhu exhibited that lila. Like he exhibited this pastime so that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu get the news that Nitai is bleeding and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can rush to that place. So Nitai is Guru Tattva. He is representing Guru, is Adi Guru. So if you get the mercy of Guru, Guru will bring Krishna to you. That's very important. So Nityananda Prabhu is transcendental. He is Balram. His body is transcendental. There should not be any bleeding, but still he did that pastime or Leela to bleed so that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can come to that place and deliver Jagai Madai. And if Jagai Madai is delivered, everyone else will be delivered because in Kali Yuga, everyone is Jagai Madai. So Nityananda Prabhu's mercy delivered one Jagai Madai, and Srila Prabhupada delivered thousands and hundreds and lakhs of Jagai Madais. So even if one commits a lot of sinful activities, if he's engaged in devotional service, he's considered sadhu, sadhu reva samantavya. Okay, and Jagai Madai never did two offenses. They never did nama aparat. They never did Vaishnava aparat. Anyone know why? Jagai Madai never did offense to the holy name, never offended a Vaishnava. Why? They are so sinful. Bhavana Mataji was saying they are so sinful, they have done so many sins. Yes, Mataji?
Mataji, actually, they never chanted Hare Krishna. So how
Yes.
could they do Nama Parad? And
And?
Vaishnava, they never treated anybody with respect or humility. How will they even come to know who is Vaishnav? And how will
They never associated with Vaishnavas, right? Yes. So good. So that means they never chanted the holy name. So they never did Nama Aparad. Only if you chant the holy name, you do some Aparad. And they never associated with any devotees or Vaishnavas. When they see Vaishnavas coming, they just run off. They just neglect them. They don't associate with them. So they didn't do Vaishnava Aparad. So Nama Aparad and Vaishnava Aparad was not done by Jagai Madai. And they got special mercy from Nityananda Prabhu. Okay. So sometimes when people ask, Jamila chanted once and he got a second chance. We are chanting like so many years, 16 rounds. What about us? Jamila chanted in Nama Abhas stage. Nama Abhas is where chanting without offenses or trying to correct the offense. So Ajamala, even though he didn't mention Krishna's name, but he chanted his son's name. Still, he chanted with Nama Apas. Okay, not in Nama Aparat stage. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Then how they become devotee? Means after becoming devotee, they didn't chant Harinam, is it?
No, they did. After that, they did. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave love of Godhead, I mean, Nityananda Prabhu also blessed, they started chanting the holy name. They never did sinful acts after that.
Then they directly chanted.
Started chanting. Yes.
In Shuddha Bhakti, is it?
Not Shuddha stage, but at least they chanted without offense.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Nama Abba stage, that is. And also they did one thing. Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, on one condition we will give you love of Godhead, that you should never repeat the sin anymore. So they never repeated the sin. So that means they didn't do Nama Aparad, they were in Nama Abba stage. And one more thing they did is they did Vaishnava Seva. They were building bathing ghats on Ganges, on the Mother Ganges. Bathing ghats means some steps so that the devotees can come and take bath. So that was the service they were given. So they started doing that. And whoever devotees come to Mother Ganga to take bath, they used to use that ghat, and Jagai Madai took care of the Vaishnavas. So it is said by Mahaprabhu, Prabhu ka he Vaishnav Seva Nama Sankirtan Dui Kare Shikra Pave Krishnera Charan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it said that if you do Nama Seva, Nama Sankirtan and Vaishnav Seva, Prabhu kahe Vaishnav Seva Nama Sankirtan. If you do Vaishnav Seva or serving Vaishnavas and Nama Sankirtan, Dui Kare Shikra Pave Krishna Rachana. If you do both of this, you will get Krishna. So Jagai Mother did both of it and they got Krishna. And then Krishna says, Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma Shashvat Chandimni Gachati Kaundeya Pradijanehi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My devotees will never perish or quickly become righteous and attain lasting peace, O son of Kunti. Declare it boldly that my devotees will never perish. Why is Krishna not declaring? Why Krishna is asking, Arjuna, you declare that my devotees will never perish. Why? Krishna could have declared it, no? Why is Krishna giving chance to Arjuna? Arjuna, you declare that my devotee, you say that my devotees will never perish. Why?
Mataji, because a Lord can break his promise but cannot break a devotee's promise.
Yeah, which is the instance where Krishna broke his promise? Mataji, Sandhya Mataji, you know?
Mataji, Arjun was
At the
hurt.
case of,
Krishna took up his...
Sandhya Mataji, you have to answer, please.
Mataji,
Yes,
in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Arjun was hurt, Krishnaji picked up the
chariot wheel. Yes.
Yeah.
Before that, what was Krishna's promise?
I will not pick up any weapon during the war.
Yeah. So to save his devotee, Krishna took up the chariot wheel, right? He took up the chariot wheel and he was about to hit Bhishma. So there's a story behind that. Why Bhishma want to break Krishna's promise? Because Krishna broke Bhishma's promise. So what happened? Bhishma had 5 arrows with him. Duryodhan went to Bhishma and said, Bhishma, you're not fighting. See, the Pandavas are killing all our army. And what are you doing? I know if you take a decision, you can kill the Pandavas. And why are you not killing? Because Bhishma had a soft corner for the Pandavas. So Bhishma took 5 arrows and told to Duryodhan on the previous night that I'm going to kill the 5 Pandavas tomorrow with these arrows. 1 arrow for Arjun, 1 for Yudhishthir, 1 for Bhima, and all that. So he had the 5 arrows with him, and Bhishma took a vow. When Bhishma takes a vow, it cannot be broken, because when Bhishma took a vow, I'll never get married in my life, he never got married. So he's so strong in his vow. Duryodhan was so happy when Bhishma told, I'm going to kill Pandavas tomorrow. So Duryodhan was overexcited, and Duryodhan told Bhishma, please give that 5 arrows to me. I will keep it with me in my palace, because if it is in your palace, it might get lost. So Duryodhan took the 5 arrows and went to his palace and slept nicely. Krishna knew this plan, that Bhishma has taken a shapat, or he had taken a vow that tomorrow he's going to kill the Pandavas. Bhishma is a pure devotee. It will happen if Bhishma takes a vow. And Krishna wanted to somehow protect the Pandavas. Arjuna didn't know this. The Pandavas didn't know it. They all were sleeping. Everyone was sleeping peacefully, that tomorrow they can fight. But Krishna could not sleep, and Krishna was thinking how to save Arjuna, how to get those arrows. So Krishna went and woke up Arjuna and said, Arjuna, wake up, go to Duryodhana's palace now. And Arjuna is like, why now? This middle of night. And Krishna is like, you remember Duryodhana gave a boon to you that ask anything, you will get it. Go ask the 5 arrows from Duryodhana. Arjuna didn't understand the whole story, but he followed Krishna's words, and Arjuna went to Duryodhana's palace at night. Duryodhana was so happy to see Arjuna because after the war, they are friends. And Duryodhana is like, come, what do you want from me? You want your kingdom? And Arjuna is like, no, we are Kshatriyas, let's fight for the kingdom. I came to ask something else. You remember a boon that I want the 5 arrows you have. Duryodhana was shocked because only Duryodhana and Bhishma know the conversation. Duryodhana is like, how did Arjuna know about it? And so from behind, Krishna gave an indication. I am the one who told. So Duryodhana had to give the 5 arrows to Arjuna. So Krishna broke the vow of Bhishma. Now, when Bhishma came to know that Krishna made Arjuna take the 5 arrows back, Krishna was shattered. And then Krishna also told Draupadi to go and take blessings of Bhishma at that middle of night. So when she went with a gunkat, Bhishma didn't see who it was, and he blessed Dirga Sumangali Baba, that like let your husbands be long lived. But Bhishma just took a vow to kill the Pandavas. Now he gave another word to Draupadi saying that let your husbands long live. Now Krishna, it is all Krishna's plan, and Bhishma knew Krishna is behind this. So Krishna took away all the 5 arrows. Krishna made Draupadi Dirga Sumangali. In that way, Krishna broke Bhishma's vow. Bhishma was like, today you broke my vow, tomorrow I'll break your vow. So what was Krishna's vow? That he will never take a weapon in the battlefield. But Bhishma threw so many arrows at Arjuna, so many arrows that Krishna had to personally jump from the chariot, take the wheel and rush to Bhishma. But why did Krishna do it? Krishna didn't have to do it, but then Krishna wanted to please his devotee Bhishma. It said that Arjuna was behind the chariot, no? He was Partha Sarathi. Krishna was the driver, Arjuna was sitting behind. So Arjuna could not get the darshan of the Lord 24 hours. But Bhishma was in opposite to Krishna and took nice darshan of Partha Sarathi 24 hours during the battle. So Bhishma is glorious. So Krishna says, Arjuna, you declare that my devotees will never perish because I can break my promise, but I will never break the promise of my devotee. Nija Bhritya Bhashitam. Why did the Lord come in from that pillar? Why did Narasimhadev? So many pillars were there. Why did Narasimhadev come from that pillar? Why did Narasimhadev came in half man, half lion form? To prove Lord Brahma's words true. And to prove Bhakta Prahlad's words true, Krishna came from the pillar. So whatever devotee says, a pure devotee, Krishna proves it. And Krishna says his devotees will never perish. Bhakta Prahlad never perished. Whatever happened, nothing happened to Bhakta Prahlad. So many tortures. So even if a devotee is imperfect, Krishna considered him as saintly. So this Indra. Now Indra did this Leela. Govardhan Leela, right? Krishna had to lift the Govardhan hill, and then Indra came with Airavat and asked for forgiveness. Krishna forgave. And Brahma did Brahma Vimohan Leela, kidnapped all the calves and the boyfriends of Krishna, and then he showed they are all Krishna. So Brahma Vimohan Leela, Brahma also got bewildered. He forgave them. So why Krishna considered imperfect devotees as saintly? Because he's properly situated in his determination. He's in devotional service. And he quickly becomes righteous and attain lasting peace. Krishna knows mistakes happens to everyone. Krishna forgives. He's very sweet. Mamhi partavya prashritya ye pishu papayonina striyo vaishya tada shudro te api yanti param gatim. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they may be of a low birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, Shudras, and workers can attain the supreme destination. So how much more this is so to the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in devotional service or loving service unto me. So when Shukracharya stopped Bali Maharaj in giving so much charity to Vamanadev, Bali Maharaj rejected Shukracharya, right? But then the Lord says, anything you should engage in my service, right? And here about low birth, it's not like these are all low birth. It is just said that since women cannot the women has to be protected in the society. Women has to be given special care and education so that she can also reach the perfection. But the material body doesn't matter. Prabhupada says it doesn't matter you're a man or a female. It doesn't matter which body they have. You are all spirit soul. To serve Krishna, there's no restrictions like that, because even a grihastha, even being at home, a housewife, can also go back to Krishna if she's sincerely taking shelter of the Lord. Okay, even unqualified class also gets Krishna's mercy, Jagai Madai. No distinction in different classes. This verse established that in devotional service, there is no distinction between higher and lower class as seen in material life. Indicates power of devotional service and pure devotees. Most simple man takes shelter of a pure devotee and can be purified by proper guidance. Even the lowest of man or chandalas. Chandalas are those who eat dog's meat. So even they get purified by devotional service. And importance of shelter is one has to take complete shelter of Krishna, then one can become greater than the greater jnanis and yogis. Pure devotees can enable people of lower classes to attain highest perfection. So the power of pure devotees are too good, and there are so many qualities of a pure devotee. So this is the last sloka of the chapter, very important sloka, and Krishna stress this as the most confidential knowledge, like how to go back to Krishna. Okay, so that's why Krishna kept it in the 9th chapter, the last sloka. It's the gem. Okay, manmana bhava matbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktaivam atmana matparayanaha. You can memorize this sloka. The 4 things Krishna says: manmana, always engage your mind in thinking of Krishna. Matbhakto, become his devotee. Madhyajimam namaskuru, offer obeisances and worship Krishna. If you do this, being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me, right? So if you do this, you'll definitely go back to Krishna. Manmana, think of Krishna. How do you think of Krishna in this material, now in Kali Yuga? How do you think of Krishna? What's the best way to think of Krishna?
Chanting holy name.
Chanting the holy name.
Holy name.
How do you, yes, how do you become Krishna's devotee? Mat Bhakto. What do you offer? What is the...
We offer.
Yes, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam can be offered. You become devotee. Okay, and worship Krishna and pay obeisances. Namaskuru. So 4 things Krishna says. Manmana, always think of Krishna. Mat Bhakto, become his devotee. Madhyaji, worship him. And Mam Namaskuru, offer obeisances. If you do it, then you completely you will go back to him. Krishna repeats the first 2 lines again in the 18th chapter. Again, the same sloka gets repeated. The last 2 lines are different because Krishna is stressing the importance. So this is the easiest way to go back to Krishna. Always think of Krishna by chanting his holy name. Become his devotee by offering something to Krishna and worship him and offer obeisances. So when you study Bhagavad Gita, Shastras, you are actually worshipping Krishna with your intelligence. Worship Krishna directly as advised by the Lord. Engage your mind in thinking of him. Become his devotee. Offer obeisances and worship him. That's the highest. Okay. So we come to the end of the chapter. So first few slokas was about hearing about Krishna. What is the qualification and disqualification? Then we saw about Aisvarya Jnana, Krishna's Achintya Beda, the relationship with the material world. Non-worshippers and worshippers. Krishna is the supreme object of worship. So it's very important to know that which slokas are important in this chapter. Some chapters of Bhagavad Gita, it's all the question answer session. And I mean, Arjuna is asking so many questions, and not much is needed for your preaching and to understand for your personal application. So the 108 important slokas are basically for the preaching purpose and for your personal application. Personally, it will benefit you. So this chapter has many important slokas: 9.22, 9.26, 9.27, then 29, 34. So many important slokas are there. It comes in the Bhakti Shastri level also. So you can start memorizing these slokas. Write it down somewhere, hear the audio, and try to understand the meaning. Okay. So it's very important that this chapter is the gem of all knowledge, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. So it's the highest of knowledge. and the topmost secret, because Krishna doesn't reveal the secret to everyone. So when we understand the 4 ways, every day check whether you have done these 4 things. Did I chant the holy name and remember Krishna? Did I offer something to Krishna? Did I worship him? Did I pay obeisances? Good. So obeisances is like you can do Dandavat Namaskar, like flat for the Prabhus, and for Mataji's Panchanga Namaskar. If you're not able to do it, you have this knee problem and back pain and all, just raise both your hands in front of the Lord and say you're surrendered. This is Sharanagati Namaskar. That's why you see like this, the Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu is like this. And when devotees in ISKCON, you see them when Kirtan is going on, even Swami step, Prabhupada dance like that. So it's like a kind of surrendering completely to Krishna. So you can do that every day. If you do these 4 things, then Sthane Sthita Shuddhikada Tanuman Munebur. Wherever you are, stay there, hear about Krishna, and wherever you are, that's Vrindavan. Okay, so I think tomorrow is the last day to register for Vrindavan Yatra. Whoever is not registered, you can take advantage of this. It's going to be a brilliant experience. Those who are doing for the first time, very nice. So, so try to go and then take advantage. And all of you do the quiz. It's very important to do the quiz, because your next level, 1 batch have already finished level 2. They go into level 3. Not now, after some time, but I think you have 9 more chapters to finish, so it'll not take some more time, 9 more weeks. That's like 2.5 months, 2 months and 1 week. So let's see, after 2 months again you can go to the level 3. Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare